What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Prince Vince, aka the Truth Terrorist, and I'm struggling to find out what the hell I'm gonna even call this video. I think I'm gonna call it, why thug niggas get all the women, or the thug nigga dating advantage. It's the thug mama, really. The thug mama, the child of the thug mama, who has the dating advantage, and we'll be talking about that and a few more things in this video. But it's the thug mom's son versus the educated middle class mother's son that we'll be talking about. And I guess we'll start out on the educated mother's, her life and the life of her male son. Okay, let's say that a woman is educated. Now, she could live all her life and not have kids. She might have one child, two. Average black woman in America now barely has 2 kids, actually. It's like 1.8. So let's say she has a boy. Let's just say one boy. And she works a job. Or she might not be educated. She might just work, let's say she doesn't have a degree and she works a couple jobs. A 10-hour job that takes much of her day. And if she divorced his dad at, let's say, 7 or 8 years old, or let's say he was just born into a single mother home. Mom messed with the wrong dude and got left with him. She lacks the engagement, and often there will be some bitterness toward the dad. And then you have a child who looks just like the dad. So what ends up happening is that, the mother she educates her son. She makes sure that he passes. She makes sure that he stays out of trouble. But in the process of making sure that he stays out of trouble and that he stays out of gangs and away from bad influences, she often isolates him and locks him away from other male company. He's in front of games, magazines, TV, maybe books. Maybe he'll learn to read and he'll get into some books. But for the most part, he learns to do other things other than socialize, keyword socialize with other men. And by default, that affects his ability to socialize with women. And let's just say you have a situation where a middle class boy has a mama who is not a hoe. Let's say she's not a hoe. She's not a woman who necessarily sleeps with a bunch of men. Let's say she sleeps with maybe 1 or 2 men every 3 or 4 years. I mean, super conservative woman. She just finds things to do other than stick dicks in her pussy. She just finds other things flat out. And what ends up happening with her son, okay, she overly protects him. She isolates him away from other male company, so therefore his social skills are limited. And then on top of not necessarily having a lot of relationships with men, he doesn't even see a male-female relationship on the regular. This is the construct, in my opinion, or the foundation laying of the extremely introverted male. This is the male who will wind up going into isolation or something one day, potentially. Or let's just say you have a mother who, as I said in the other video, you put the shoe on the other foot or the heel on the other foot, and she is the very domineering mother in a 2-parent household. If she's the domineering mother and if she's the one with the upper self-esteem, the more higher esteemed female, she will, come off to the boy as strong, the leader, but in many cases where you have the middle class mom who is the educated one, she pays the bills, she works, she resolves every single crisis that him and her may face. He learns to look at the woman in a majestic queen-like rulership role to where he develops a higher hierarchy type view of women as being higher up on the hierarchical scale. This is where the mindset of many so-called hotep niggas come from. It's the single mother, the middle class single mother syndrome, which often winds up in introvertism. And that often makes it to where he lacks the ability or lacks the confidence in engaging with women, on top of not being very social, being that he came up underneath the overly protective mother who did everything to keep him out of trouble and keep him away from the gangs and everything. It's like a triple trifecta of a poisonous soup that will revert in overly being in a male being an extremely overly introverted person. Now, and like I say, combine that with like I said, man, a very, very hierarchical, queenly rulership view of women makes it to where he puts too much value in women. Now, if you look at the thug nigga's mama, she might be a degenerate, but there can be a triple trifecta of things that she could do that wind up giving the thug nigga an advantage. And here they are. Let's say number one, she's an old big titty, wide hip woman. Number one, she has a lot of engagement with men. So if his mama is a ghetto ass hood rat, he sees, and she's always bitching and complaining about Roscoe coming over here and getting some pussy and hitting me up for some money. And I wake up in the morning and that nigga gone and I got to run him down. Oh, bitch, that hoe this and that hoe said that. Fuck all them hoes. Them hoes want to ride my man dick. Them hoes be stealing. Them hoes be talking. He sees all this hot ghetto drama with his mama and hoes all day. And then on top of that, the ghetto nigga's mama got about 3 or 4 kids, and he probably got about 2 or 3 sisters, and he sees all of them in relationships. Then maybe he has an older brother or something like that, And maybe his brother doesn't do what a father could do, but at least gives him some dating examples, some real life examples of do's and don'ts, so to speak. And it just plays itself out. Like, I have 2 sons. My 19-year-old, he's very introverted. He goes to his grandmother's house, and for the most part, he's in the room on the computer. He has a slightly older cousin, he engages with her. But he has a younger brother who's 15. He was born in 2000. And his younger brother, when he comes to his grandmother's house, there's a couple kids down the street that's always coming down there. The phone is ringing off the hook. Can I speak to him? Can I speak to him? Can I speak to him? And I was in Mississippi at my mom's house, their grandmother, around Christmas. And I was, she made us go to church. I was in the back of the church after the service, and some little light-skinned girl. She wasn't the prettiest little light-skinned girl, but she was, some little long-haired light-skinned girl came up to me. And, for the protection of my son, I'll just say, Derek. She said, "Are you Derek's dad?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Tell him to call me." She's like, "I'm such and such, his ex-girlfriend." And me and him broke up and he hadn't called me. I was like, and I kind of laughed at it, but I was like, I'll tell him we talk and I'll tell him what you said, but I can't make him call you, And, it's things like that. I kept him for a year when he was younger, when he was 11. And he almost made me kill him because he was in a white girl's house. This was back when I was in Louisiana. He was 11 years old and there was a white girl who was 13. I went to the house. I didn't know where he was. I went to the house. This little girl she barely opens the door. Her little blue eyes and brunette hair, curly brunette hair all over her head. I say, "Is Derek here? I heard he might be over here." She shook her head and slowly closed the door. And this little nigga, 11 years old, coming out the house, putting on his shirt. And like I said, this was around the time of the whole George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin thing. I just about went berserk. I'm like, I didn't really start thinking about having sex till I was maybe 16 or 17. And here you are over here trying to whack some ass already. You know, go out there and play basketball or, build a treehouse or do something for right now. And I don't even have that on your mind. And me and him got into it, but, it was a learning lesson in socialism because it's how you socialize. And see, another thing is that the thug nigga mama is that she keeps it real with him. And she may not be distant. It may very well be that she just about coddles him and she gets very close to him. So he has a more cuddlish view of women. So he cuddles and communicates with women a lot more. And the woman will look past all the exterior gruffiness, all the tattoos, the saggy jeans, and the big ass beard. And she'll just see, somebody that laughs, communicates, and who knows how to deal with hood rats. He's not a sucker for her hips and ass. He sees his mama use certain men and how certain men are simps. And he sees exactly how it is when his mama pursues a man. You see, he knows how to be that man that his mama pursues because he sees that. And see, that's the thug nigga dating advantage. But it's something that I just, like I say, I have a satellite view of the world. I call it and I see it for what it is, and it's by experience. You may not always be born into something, but if you take a very close look, you can learn some things. Anyways, it's your boy Prince Vince, aka the Truth Terrorist 2. I'ma holler at you, YouTube. IBMOR.